Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. Roth conversions are having a moment. Fidelity reported a 44% increase in Roth conversions this year compared to last year. Bolden, another financial platform, reported a whopping 128% increase. So does that mean a Roth conversion is always a great idea? Not so fast. Trends are great, but your personal situation matters. So let's break it down and figure out when a Roth conversion can be a total game changer and when it might not be worth it. A Roth conversion is simply the process of moving funds from a traditional IRA or another pre-tax retirement account like a 401k into a Roth IRA. During this process, you pay taxes at your current income tax rate on the converted amount. Because contributions made to a traditional IRA are done on a tax-deferred basis, or they're pre-tax contributions, whereas contributions made to the Roth IRA are done after taxes. And you've got to keep in mind that the tax hit happens in the year of the conversion, so be prepared for that. Once these funds are in the Roth account, they get to grow completely tax-free. And I do have a full video that does a deep dive on Roth conversions, and I will link it here if you're interested in checking it out. Now, why are people so interested in Roth conversions? Well, there are four primary reasons. One is that it gives you a tax-free income in retirement. Any withdrawals you make from a Roth account once you're in your retirement years come out completely tax-free. That's a huge perk. Two is that it can act as a hedge against future increases in taxes. If you find yourself in a lower tax bracket today and anticipate being in a higher tax bracket in your retirement years, or if you anticipate that taxes are going to go up in the future, paying taxes now and getting them out of the way can act as a hedge against that. Three is that Roth accounts are not subject to required minimum distributions, or RMDs, where the IRS forces you to take a mandatory withdrawal from your account. And four, Roth IRAs get to be passed on to your heirs or your beneficiaries completely tax-free. Any and all of these can be great reasons to make a Roth conversion, so let's talk about them. Ideally, one of the best times to do a Roth conversion is when the stock market is down. When the market is down, the value of your traditional IRA is lower. So that means if you convert at this time, you're going to be paying taxes on a current or reduced value rather than a higher value. For example, if you plan to convert $100,000, but your account balance dropped to $80,000, you now owe taxes on just $80,000. That saves you money. Once the money is converted to a Roth IRA, you'll benefit from long-term growth as the market eventually recovers, and you'll get to lock in this long-term growth without having to pay any additional taxes. If you find yourself presently in lower income years and you anticipate your income to be higher in the future, or perhaps you're having a couple planned lower income years, this can be a great time to do a Roth conversion. By converting during lower income years, you avoid pushing yourself into a higher tax bracket. And it's a really good idea to spread the conversion out over several years. This can help you to minimize taxes and keep you in the lowest tax brackets possible. Remember that any amount you convert is taxed as ordinary income today. So if you're thinking down the road that your household income will easily be above, say, $200,000, and currently you find yourself as a household earning $150,000 and you're married, filing jointly, it might be best to convert the amount up to the top of your tax bracket. In this case, you would get to convert roughly $50,000 over to your Roth without bumping yourself up into a higher tax bracket. Remember, it's worth thinking through your tax brackets carefully. What tax brackets do you anticipate being in during your working years? What tax brackets do you think you're going to be in your retirement years? But there's more to it than just thinking about what tax bracket you're going to be. And there's also more to it than what the stock market is currently doing today. Yes, these are factors, but they don't tell the whole story. There are other things to consider. Right now, the stock market is at all-time highs, but we're still seeing a record number of Roth conversions. So that brings us to some of the other drivers of Roth conversions. One benefit of making a Roth conversion is that you can help to eliminate or at least reduce future required minimum distributions. Traditional varieties of these retirement accounts are subject to RMDs, or required minimum distributions, where once you reach a certain age, currently 73, the IRS will require that you take a mandatory withdrawal of a specified amount from your account. Let's talk about these RMDs, because the fact of the matter is, if you were an aggressive saver and investor throughout the course of your entire life, RMDs can end up being a real big issue. Let's say you turn 73 and you find yourself with a traditional IRA or a traditional 401k that has $3 million in it. All of a sudden, you have a required minimum distribution of over $100,000. On top of that, at this age, most people are going to have other sources of income. That might be Social Security, it might be a pension, it might be both, it might be some other income source. But you can see how you could easily find yourself in a higher tax bracket than anticipated. And keep in mind, if you have a $3 million portfolio and you take out $100,000, well, that might not be that much of a withdrawal, because what if the market comes along and does what the market tends to do and goes up over time? Let's say the market comes along and does what it did back in 2004 and we get a 27% return. Well, suddenly you could have a traditional account that's now worth closer to $4 million in just 1 year's time. The point is, you could have a portfolio that is growing at a much faster rate than you're able to withdraw from it. All of a sudden, we get to the next year and your RMD is even larger and your tax headaches continue. So you can see how this might spiral over time. And the higher your income in your retirement years, the greater the percentage of your Social Security you end up paying taxes on, the higher your premiums for Medicare. It's just a simple fact that nobody wants to pay more in taxes than they truly have to. So that's why this can be such a big driver to make those Roth conversions. It can really help to reduce your taxes down the road. So maybe the next question is, are there optimal ages to make a Roth conversion? If you can start this conversion process when you're younger, say in your 40s or maybe even your 50s, maybe you aren't yet in your peak earning years. Maybe you look at the tax brackets and you see that you have some wiggle room. This could allow you to start the conversion process early and carry it out over many, many years, and this can help to reduce your stress, giving you time to plan for your future. You can make a good argument to make these conversions prior to the age of 63. This age matters because of Medicare income-related monthly adjustment amount surcharges, or IRMAA. The Social Security Administration uses your tax return from 2 years prior to determine your Medicare premiums. If you convert after the age of 63, the higher income from the conversion could result in a higher Medicare premium when you're 65. By converting before the age of 63, you can lower your taxable income and hopefully avoid these extra costs. There is a chance that you might find yourself in a sweet spot from the time you retire until those RMDs kick in. For instance, let's say you step away from the workforce and your income drops drastically. Maybe Social Security is your only income source. Well, now you may have the space to carry out these Roth conversions during the early years of your retirement prior to hitting RMD age. So if you do this during your early years, this can help to eliminate or maybe just reduce those RMDs when they eventually come. The other strong argument to make a conversion whenever possible comes from an estate planning perspective. When we talk about passing on retirement accounts to heirs, if we talk about traditional retirement accounts, once your heir inherits this account and they start to make withdrawals, all of those withdrawals come out and are taxed at their ordinary income levels. On the other hand, if they inherit a Roth account, any withdrawals they make come out completely tax-free. It is worth mentioning that whether you inherit a traditional account or a Roth account, both are subject to the 10-year rule, where you have to take the funds out of these accounts within 10 years. Generally speaking, there are a few exceptions that apply. Here are some important facts to consider. The average age at which most people receive an inheritance in the United States is typically between 50 and 60 years old. The median inheritance age in the US is around 58 years old, and roughly 75% of all inheritance are received by individuals over the age of 50. Many people who are in their 50s or 60s are in their peak earning years, which means they may already be in a fairly high tax bracket. Since Roth accounts are inherited tax-free, if they inherit this type of account and begin to make withdrawals, it won't increase their ordinary taxable income. So maybe making the conversion to a Roth account is one of the best things you can leave behind for your heirs. It could be one of the best gifts you give them. At the end of the day, a Roth conversion can offer a whole host of benefits. It can give you a tax-free income in retirement. It can help you avoid RMDs. It can help you leave a lasting legacy for your heirs. But there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Timing matters, taxes matter, and your goals matter. The best thing you can do is look at your situation and plan strategically. Have you guys done any Roth conversions? Is it something you're planning on doing in your future? Let me know in the comments down below. I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye. Off to a great start. I love when I mess up on the first sentence. Nope, that was false belief, huh? Didn't make it. It was a good start. Oh my God. I really am just more entertaining to myself. That's all it is. No one finds this entertaining but me. So at least I'm having fun. No. But rather than this better. I think it'll a little more seamless. I do try. I try to help make it seamless. I don't know how much help I am. I think I'm the problem. Check your tone. Check your tone. Smally. I was gonna say smally. I don't even know how that word got invented, but sometimes we take a left turn in the brain and that comes out. Freaking A. Well, thank you for letting me know that I owe $65 to have internet, which went out 4 times this month. Why am I slow? Slow in a non-good way.